always almost forget to click record. We're gonna be watching When Good Cops Caught Bad Cops. It has to be catch. I think that's supposed to be catch.
Cop arrested for assaulting a disabled black man.
What kind of start is that?
Throw me down. Throw me down.
On the evening of July 26, 2021, Officer David Lance Dukes of the Orangeburg Department of Public Safety received a complaint about a man banging on his neighbor's door. Officer David later said that the caller was a woman who told him that the 58-year-old suspect named Clarence Gaillard had a gun. Upon arriving on the spot, David ordered Gaillard to get on the floor, which Gaillard did.
Hey, let me see your hands.
Oh shit, oh shit.
Get on the ground.
Oh shit.
Get on the ground right here.
However, the officer still wasn't happy and proceeded to force the disabled man to the ground by kicking him in the head, which caused Gaillard's head to hit the ground.
Oh my god.
After forcing Gaillard onto the ground and handcuffing him, David went on to look for the gun that the caller had mentioned. But there was no gun. David only found a stick wrapped in shiny silver tape, which Gaillard's lawyer later said that his client keeps the stick to protect himself from stray dogs. Soon after, David's fellow police officers also arrived at the location and were inspecting the matter. Even Gaillard's neighbors started to question David's use of excessive force, whom he tried to silence.
Yep. Yep, they slammed my head down on the cement.
Is he bleeding? God.
Yep.
Go back inside. Go back in the house. Go back in the house.
After David helped the victim to his feet, Gaillard started complaining about his head injury inflicted by the officer.
You throw me down.
I sure did. You wasn't listening.
Yeah.
Although David succeeded in silencing Gaillard's neighbors, he couldn't silence other cops, who are now looking at him with suspicion. Seeing himself getting cornered, David tried to justify his actions by saying that Gaillard wasn't cooperating and that he was worried about his life since the caller said that Gaillard had a gun.
He was in front of the car when I came up, and he was walking like this. And I thought it was a gun at first. I said, drop the gun, drop the gun, drop the gun, drop the gun. Had him at gunpoint.
But did Gaillard really have his hands in his pockets? Let's have a close look at what really happened.
Oh my god.
Right after Mr. Gaillard appeared from behind his car, he had his hands up in the air, which proves David's statements to be wrong. Besides, David kicked Gaillard when he already had his hands and knees on the ground, which doesn't make any sense as the suspect wasn't a threat to David.
Damn.
Gaillard was later uncuffed and provided medical aid, but Officer David didn't show any remorse. As Gaillard's cousin, Julian, asked him for his card, David denied, saying they don't have any cards. As it turned out, it was one of David's many lies about the incident.
Yeah, I think the female
Although David denied giving his card, Sergeant Pollider proved him wrong right at the moment by saying that they do have business cards. After a brief investigation, Gaillard and his cousin Julian were released. Gaillard later filed a lawsuit against Officer David Lance Dukes, saying that the officer attacked and assaulted him despite him following David's every command as soon as his medical condition allowed. David was arrested and charged with first-degree assault and battery, a 10-year felony in South Carolina. He was also fired from his job. Although David tried to justify his actions on multiple occasions throughout the incident, his fellow police officers didn't play along or tried to hide their colleagues' outrageous actions. Although
this is actually the first cop video that I've reacted. The cop actually gets what he deserves.
David was a police officer. The next cop on our list is a chief deputy who not only broke the law, but even tried to use his position to get away from the punishment. Number 2.
I think I know this
So
one.
you're a deputy?
I don't know.
I'm a chief deputy. You're the chief? Okay.
Newton County Chief Deputy arrested for DUI. While on patrol on May 12, 2019, Arkansas State Police Trooper Michael Valentine noticed a vehicle swerving from one side to another. As he followed the vehicle, Trooper Valentine noticed that the driver's side tires touched the yellow line multiple times before going off the road. Before the car could collide with an oncoming vehicle and result in the loss of innocent lives, Trooper Valentine pulled over the driver. Little did he know that he was to meet a chief deputy. The driver identified himself as the Newton County Sheriff's Office Chief Deputy, Michael Kyle Dunn. Just like Trooper Valentine, I also expected Dunn to know the law better, but it was a wrong assumption.
Step out with me, okay?
That was it.
So you're a deputy? I'm a chief deputy. You're the chief?
Wow.
Okay.
Giving him a real talk while keeping the privileges as a chief deputy in mind, the trooper said that no matter Dunn's post, he had to do his job.
Well, I understand that, but, I mean, you know we can't be out driving if we've been drinking.
Yeah.
And You know, I caught you coming back onto the highway back.
But how do you do that? This is what he works to fight against, and he's doing it. That's crazy.
But I mean, you know, we can't be out driving if we've been drinking.
Yeah.
And you know, I caught you coming back onto the highway back there. You almost hit a sign, and then followed you for a little while, and you touched the yellow line twice, touched the white line twice. Okay.
Okay.
As it was, not only Dunn kept struggling with keeping a straight posture, but he was also having a hard time understanding Trooper Valentine's commands. After the trooper asked Dunn to give a field sobriety test, he refused, knowing how the results would turn out.
All right, go ahead and stand. All right, you gonna be all right?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and stand up for me right here, okay, and face my car. Do you want to go through these tests, or you just want me to take you in? Huh? I won't take you to Newton. We're in Boone right now, so I'd be taking you to Boone. Okay. I know it sucks. All right, but like I said, it's not my choice.
Isn't it time to keep his hands out of his pocket?
You know I can't. Absolutely can't. It's on camera. I can't do anything about it. I've got family out here on this highway.
When they say it's on camera, you know I can't. If it wasn't on camera, you think he would let him slide?
You know I can't. Absolutely can't. It's on camera. I can't do anything about it. I've got family out here on this highway. I'm sure you do too.
Not only that, he even proceeded to ask the trooper to give him a break, which Valentine courteously refused, reminding the chief deputy about the dash cam recording the incident. Now, to speculate about what would have happened had there been no camera recording the incident, I'd leave it to you. Trooper Valentine gave Dunn two choices. Either he gives a field sobriety test or chooses to go to jail. Well, Dunn chose the hard way.
You have a pretty good chance of, judge finding you not guilty. He does that quite a bit. I don't know how. I've never seen him in court with another officer with a DWI, but in that court.
But he didn't like being handcuffed, a policy that he would have followed against a citizen if he were to arrest one. Although Dunn tried to remind the trooper about his being a cop again and again, Valentine kept doing his job. But he did respect Dunn's position while doing so. The trooper even reminded Dunn about the judge's good behavior with the cops. After giving him some hope, Trooper Valentine transported Dunn to a local police station where he was cited for driving under the influence, along with refusing to submit to a chemical test of his breath. Dunn was later presented in court, where he was found guilty of driving while intoxicated and was ordered to pay a fine of $800.
That's
Dunn
it?
was also sentenced to 1 year in jail and was suspended for only 1 day. However, for that day, he received credit for time served. Dunn tried to get away.
Wait, what happened?
And was ordered to pay a fine of $800. Dunn was also sentenced to 1 year in jail, was suspended for only 1 day.
Oh,
However,
shit.
for that day, he received credit for time served. Dunn tried to get away from the hammer of justice. However, the next cop on our list, number 3, Sheriff James Lujan, used his power to interfere in the investigation and protect a murderer. Let's have a look.
Yes.
Pull your people back. I'll bring him in.
Bring who in?
Phil Chacon? That's who you have a warrant for?
Right.
Pull everybody out. I'll bring him in.
I don't want to pull them out.
Huh?
I don't want to pull them back.
Excuse me? I'm not asking. I'm telling you. I will bring him in. Okay? We don't need to make this bigger than what it is.
What?
Hey, the sheriff just pulled in, and he's asking us to pull back, and he'll pull him in. But he's been drinking. I can smell it on him. We're gonna need somebody. Huh? Yeah. And we need to pull somebody over here, somebody above me, because he's already pushing his weight around with me. So. Okay. We're not pulling back.
She's smart
I'm
for
waiting
doing
for. I
that.
told Jeremy. Jeremy's calling Command 1 now. But do you smell it, or am I the only one who smells it?
Please do something about
Okay. Right?
On March 22, 2020, the Espanola Police Department tried to arrest a suspect involved in a stabbing incident. However, the suspect, Philip Chacon, refused to give up and locked himself in his home. While the city police were trying to get Chacon out, the Rio Arriba County Sheriff, James Lujan, arrived on the spot. Although the police officers expected him to assist them in conducting the arrest, Lujan proceeded to ask the cops to leave Chacon alone. Seeing the unreasonableness in the sheriff's statement, the on-duty cop refused his order. Well, Lujan didn't like it at all.
Hey, Under Sheriff, how are you? Good, yeah. Good. It's James here.
Sheriff. You're just seeing this man. Hold on.
Oh shit.
Although the sheriff kept asking the police officers to pull back, the cops resisted. What made the situation even worse was that the officer could smell the odor of intoxicants coming from Lujan's breath. The on-duty officer called the Espanola Police Department for assistance to deal with the drunk sheriff, who was not only causing more trouble in an already difficult situation, but was also ruining the hard work of the cops, who had tracked Chacon down after a long search. While on the spot, Sheriff Lujan kept talking with the suspect through his phone. Although Lujan tried to interrupt Chacon's arrest, the suspect surrendered later. After securing Chacon, the Espanola Police Department filed charges against the sheriff and acquired search warrants to seize his county-issued work cell phone as well as his personal phone. Upon arriving at the Rio Arriba Sheriff's Office, the city police were faced with a lot of resistance, not only from Lujan but his colleagues as well. However, seeing no way out and a search warrant by 9th Judicial District Attorney Andrea Reeb, they gave up. Lujan was taken in handcuffs from his office and was transported to the Los Alamos County Jail. After investigating the sheriff's cell phones, Espanola PD came to know that neither of the phones was the one that Lujan had used to communicate with Chacon. He was later charged with resisting and obstructing an officer, a felony. There has been a lot of tension between Espanola city councilors and the sheriff's office since Lujan's arrest. Seeing the critical situation, the state attorney general, Hector Balderas, said no one is above the law, but all enforcement officials must work together to keep their communities safe while ensuring justice and due process for all New Mexicans. Although cops covering up their corrupt colleagues is one of the biggest threats to our justice system, law enforcement officers fighting each other isn't going to help either. If you want to support the channel,
that guy was just weird. That last one was so weird.
Now it's my time, I gotta make up for all them nights that my mama cried. I'm going in, I'm putting everything on the line. Dropped out of school to chase my dream, I had something for the proof. I put my all into this shit, man, I can't fucking lose. They smile up in my face, but they don't know what I've been through.